Hi everybody, my name is Constanza and I would like to say that this is my third YouTube video, but I'm probably going to delete the ones that I made before, so technically this is my first. Welcome to my channel, and this video is for people that are turning 20 or they are 20, they're perfectionists and they feel a bit lost. So if you're a perfectionist and you're turning 20, keep watching because you're probably going to learn a lot, or hopefully I can teach you something. So I'm turning 21 this year in about 2 months. Not gonna lie, I'm not stoked about it. I'm not the type of person that's excited for their birthdays. I don't think I ever was, but especially turning 20, I think was a really scary step for me. And we all have to go through it, but I was just super scared to not have teen at the end because I felt like I have to become a lot more responsible the second I turn 20. And knowing myself, I am a little bit, well, not a little bit, I'm a huge perfectionist, and I felt like once I turn 20, I can't make any mistakes. Like, this is it, I'm an adult, I have to be an adult, I have to behave like an adult. But all adults behave, well, actually I know a lot of adults that are a lot more silly and immature than I am, so, don't know what I was thinking about. But I feel like for a lot of us perfectionists, once we turn 20, it's the end of the world. And it may be the end of the world as we know it, because, you're in that middle of going to college and uni, and you feel like this is it, because this is it. After this, you may go to work and you don't have that schedule of going to school and doing your homework and meeting up with friends in college and not having a proper job. Like, you're still in that transition from being a teenager to becoming a real life adult. So it can be very scary, but that's okay. And I'm probably going to give you a lot of advice from a lot of other self-help people that you have listened to, and you're probably not going to believe it. And you are going to feel lost. And that's okay. Embrace feeling lost, because although you think that this is the end of the world, this is the best time for you to find out what you want. So it's okay. Embrace feeling lost and try everything. You have the privilege of having the time to try whatever you want. And I know for a lot of perfectionists, that seems very scary, because you don't want to try anything new, or maybe you're too scared to, and you're probably that person that everyone seems or thinks that you seem like you have your shit together, but there's probably a coffee cup lying around your room because you're too scared, because you fucked up of letting that coffee cup rot. So now you feel like a failure. It's okay. Coffee cups are gonna rot. Just pick it up, wash it, and try to not let it happen again. It's okay, it happens. It'll probably happen again, but just pick yourself back up. What matters is that you end up picking yourself up again when you're down, and over again, because you will have to do that a lot. Not just that you're 20, but you will probably end up doing it for the rest of your life, because the only person that will be there for you is you, 24/7. You may feel like you made a mistake, that you ended up going to the wrong college, that you ended up doing the wrong course, that you ended up making the wrong friends. And that's okay. These are your experimental times. You probably thought, okay, I'm 19, this is the last year I can, make experimental decisions. That's absolutely not true. You will probably end up making experimental decisions way later into your life, but in your 20s, it is the perfect time, because you have just experienced life as a teenager. That was like your test run to be a teenager. So just think about it that way. Your teen years were your test run for being a teenager, and your 20s is like the real time to enjoy being a teenager. You're kind of out of that awkward phase, and you can talk to people non-awkwardly. And if you're still awkward, maybe now is the time to learn how to not be awkward. Maybe now is the time to take risks. And, you know, going up to a person and be like, hey, do you want to be friends with me? I want to be friends with you. This is now the time for you to make these risks, to take them. And as I said before, you might feel like you took up the wrong course in college. You probably do feel lost. And that's okay. But that doesn't mean you're going to be stuck in something that you don't want to do for the rest of your life. Just because you chose to do business, but you actually wanted to do law, that doesn't mean that you will be stuck in a business sector for the rest of your life. I remember I have a very good family friend, and she is in her 60s. So she shares a lot of wisdom with me. So thankful for that. And I remember telling her of how lost I felt, and I felt like I picked the wrong course during my university. And she looked at me and she said, my brother is a psychiatrist, and he did not study to be a psychiatrist. He studied geology, and then he ended up just taking jobs in America and doing this and finding out what he really wanted to do. And turns out he really wanted to become a psychiatrist, so he did. So you will always end up where you are supposed to be. And maybe that was just a little detour he needed to take through his life to find himself. And that's okay. You know, that's absolutely fine. Don't be scared to say yes to an opportunity. Try to say yes as much as possible. Of course, not to something that may harm you, but try to say yes as much as possible. If you are handed an opportunity, why not say yes? What's the worst that could happen? You might be too scared to, confront it. And what if I make a mistake during the interview? And what if I make a mistake during starting? That's absolutely fine. At least you won't be on your deathbed crying that you didn't get to do that opportunity that was right in front of you. And as I said before, you may be paralyzed with fear. If you're that type of person that's paralyzed with fear and you don't want to try anything new because you're scared you're going to fail, don't think of perfectionism as, something that happens immediately. Think of perfectionism as a process. You're on the process to becoming perfect, and that's okay. The process will be a lifetime. It's just constantly bettering yourself. And it will cost you a lifetime. Like, you are going to try better yourself for the rest of your life. And that's okay. We make mistakes. We figure out what we did wrong. We apologize to ourselves or to others, and we try not to do that again. And you probably will end up making those mistakes maybe a couple times, and that's okay. Because that's what being human is. It's just, you'll mess up. That's fine. And I know it may seem, can sound like easier said than done. Like, of course, you can just sit here and yap. Of course. But it's not that easy to do. I 100% agree. It's not an easy thing to do, to just get up and, do something like insanely out of your comfort zone. But just try doing little things. And I feel like when you try to do cheeky things first, it'll help you do those proper risk takes, like apply for that job that you don't think you're qualified for. Apply for it anyway. What's the worst that they can do is say no, quite literally. But what I used to do, which is going to sound super, super weird, is I try to speak to myself in public just to I'm aware that people will be weirded out. But I feel like if I speak to myself in public, if I can do that, then I can apply for a job that I feel I'm not well qualified for. Or like meowing beside strangers. Just go just a sneaky little meow. And you know what? I did that. If I can do that, if I can meow near a stranger, I'm sure I can apply for a job or take a risk or invest in that business that I want to invest because I want to start it now and I'm really passionate about it. So you really, right now, you don't have anything to lose when you're 20. You don't really have money. Well, I mean, the most of us don't. I don't know. If you do and you're 20, that's even better. You don't have money, but you have so much time. So you can't lose that either, especially now in your 20s, to experience things for the first time. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. It's an experience. And if you're not going to experience it now, you'll probably end up having to experience it when you're 30 or when you're 40. So try to do it now. Why not? Dare to live. You know, we are so privileged to live. It is a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you will be born. And you are here right now. Do you know how improbable that is? How unlikely. And yet you are sitting here watching this video. Is that not insane to you? It's a 1 in 400 trillion chance to be born, and you are sitting under your covers, too scared to apply for that job, to take that business risk, to live your life to the fullest, to be too scared about what people think. 1 in 400 trillion. And this life only lasts about 80 years. I know I'm saying that we have so much time. We have time now, but we won't always have it. So do whatever you can and whatever you want to with this time right now. Lastly, if you are 19 and you're planning on turning 20, well, you kind of have to. Just some advice. Take yourself out. Do fun things by yourself. It may seem really, really scary, but if you can do those things with other people, why wouldn't you do them with yourself? If other people enjoy your presence, why can't you enjoy your own? It is such a pleasure to get to know yourself. And once you get to know yourself, you will never feel lonely because you will befriend yourself. So just take that into consideration. Take yourself out. Especially, I feel like, well, some uni courses are really, really hectic, but I feel like I have more time now than I did in school. So you have the time. If you do, go out. You don't even have to spend a lot of money. If you live in the UK, you can go to the opera for free. If you can go to parks. You can go out to community centers. You can buy yourself a board game. Just do something with yourself and get to know yourself, because you might seem cooler than a lot of the people that you hang around. And that might kind of give you a perspective on if you need new friends. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will hope to see you soon. Bye.